Hi guys, right, the game has done. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool, and I'm going to be talking about it. If you haven't seen the game yet, don't forget to go and check it out, go and listen to it or watch it or however you consume it, and then come back and listen to what I have to say. My name is Stephen Dawes, this is Palace to the Core, thank you for joining me. And today, well, I was quite concerned about today, I have to say. I didn't think we'd have a very good time in this game, and I was very concerned about it. But then I saw the lineup. The lineup was actually quite bold. You had Henderson, of course, at the back, Lacroix, Guéhi, and Chalobah. He actually made his Palace debut. Absolutely fantastic to see him playing. Munoz, Wharton, Lerma, and Mitchell. So Lerma in the middle with Wharton, which gave me hope. I thought that Lerma is a good player to have in the middle there, a little bit of steel. And then Sarr, Nketiah and Eze up front, or rather Sarr and Eze and then Nketiah at front of them. Which again, no JP Mateta, no Kamada. So a bold strategy to change the team the way that he did. And I'm wondering, I mean, in the post-match press conference, he did say that JP is a great guy, and he took it well being on the bench and things like this. So I'm wondering whether he did it because he needed to rest him because he has played a lot of football, or whether he did it as a kind of I'm the boss type of thing for his little spat after being subbed in that previous game. I don't know, but anyway, he came on, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, the game started actually really quickly, and almost a goal. It was about that far out. It was a lovely little ball from Wharton, and then came across, and it was a great little goal by Nketiah. Unfortunately, he was slightly offside, literally about 16-20 seconds into the game. But he was a tad offside. But I tell you, the guy's got goals in him. He really has. He hasn't had the best of luck in front of goal. He hasn't quite hit the target as often as he's hit. He hasn't scored as often as he's hit the target. But I think once he gets those shooting boots on, I think that he could be a big threat for us. So anyway, so that was ruled out, and then Liverpool started to get into the flow of things after that. I think that a bit of a fright for them at first, but then they started to pass their ball around and started to do the things that they do. And it became a very tough first half for us. It really did. I felt that we were trying, but again, not quite fast enough. We weren't closing down quite fast enough. And Liverpool were good at passing the ball around us and getting through us and over the top of us and causing us trouble. Now, I don't think we had as much trouble going back as we've had before. When teams play the ball over the top and then we're chasing down. Didn't happen a couple of times, but not as often as it had before. So that was a good thing. We seem to be able to deal with the threats a lot better than we have done in other games. But it was a goal to Liverpool that actually started off the scoring, and it was a bit of a mistake by Trevor Chalobah. I think that considering he hasn't played for so long, he's probably still a little bit rusty. I think you can and he's probably not 100% fit, so I'd probably forgive him a little bit for it. But he didn't quite get there in time to stop the goal being scored, which was a shame. But I had thought to myself at that point that it was going to be more than one, because we seemed to be under the cosh quite a lot. We weren't getting to the ball very much. They're passing around us, and while we were trying to get the ball and we were trying to make things happen, trying to chase down, it still wasn't quick enough. And then when we were getting the ball, we were giving it away far too often again, which is a big problem for us. I think that we've got to tighten up on these passes. Too many of our passes are going astray for me. So, and I think part of it is because we want to play quickly, but then we kind of play the ball a bit too quickly, and we don't time it properly, and that was everyone on the team was doing that. So I think that was a bit of a shame. So at half time, it was a battle. That first half was a battle, and I did think to myself that that we were going to be in trouble. Oh, and another little thing, a bit of disappointing news in the first half. Munoz went down, looked to be clutching his thigh, or maybe it's a groin injury, I don't know. But he went down and he had to go off. He was substituted for Nathaniel Klein. And and that's not Nathaniel Klein's best position, but I thought he did all right. I mean, I thought he worked hard. He was trying his best on that side, considering that's not his natural position. So yeah, at half time we went in 1-0 down, and I was pleased that it had only been 1-0 because it could easily have been more than that. But at the same time, I was disappointed with the way that we didn't quite take the game to them as much as I thought we could. Second half, we came out and it started off pretty much the same as the first half. Liverpool were all over us and trying to get that second goal. But we did kind of get back into it a little bit. And I think one of the ways we did that was the change kind of came when Mateta came on, because it was a little bit... It seemed to give us a little bit of an edge, if you know what I mean. It seemed to give us a little bit more. And I was actually quite excited with the Sarr, Nketiah and Eze up front. I was quite excited by that, but Eze didn't really get on the ball enough. He wasn't able to for a start, and he wasn't really able to effectively work things in that first half. And similar with Sarr and Nketiah, they just didn't get on the ball enough. They couldn't get the ball quick enough to do anything with it. But when JP came on, I felt that obviously he's good at holding up the ball, which is a big plus for us. And he seemed to link up with Eze quite well. And when he came on, we also took off Adam Wharton and brought on Will Smith. Lesnar's admitted that Wharton is carrying an injury. He's carrying a problem and he's not 100%. I don't think he's going to go to England over the 2 weeks. And so I think it was a good idea to sub him and to bring on Hughes, because I think that he was struggling a little bit. And also I think it worked quite well, because I think we had a lot better. We had much more of the ball after we made those substitutions. And JP working with Eze, I think, worked really well to create a couple of really good chances for Eze. Eze had a couple of really good, shots at goal that I think on another day he probably would have scored at least one of those. But unfortunately, both of them didn't go quite well. And also another big thing happened for Liverpool, and that is that Alisson went off. He got an injury, and so they brought on their third choice keeper, because their second choice keeper was ill. So they had their third choice keeper on, and I think that kind of spooked Liverpool a little bit. I think they were a little bit unsure how he was going to work, how he was going to fare, and I think it made them a little bit more defensive than they were before that. So it gave us more opportunities. We had a couple of good chances, which he dealt with well, to be fair, and I think that tipped the game slightly in our favour at that point. And even though we didn't score an equaliser, I think we ended the second half a lot stronger than we would otherwise have done. Now, of course, there were a number of factors for that, but I think that we can take heart from the fact that we did battle for the whole game. We kept it at 1-0, which I wasn't expecting, especially on the first half performance of Liverpool. And I think that there are other pluses as well. I think Nketiah is going to score goals, and when he starts scoring, I think he's going to keep going. JP, I think, looked fresh and looked up for it when he came on. I thought he did well. Eze had a decent game, didn't quite have as much of the ball as he wanted in the first half. The second half, he came into the game a lot more. And I think that even though it's not his natural position, I think Nathaniel Klein did okay on that side as well, in place of Munoz. Chalobah, I think, had a good game. I think he had he was putting some good tackles, some good interceptions. Lacroix again really impressed me. I think he got some blocks in and some interceptions, and I think he actually played a really good game. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I think everyone played and worked hard. Again, it's a problem with the passes not reaching the plate the way they were supposed to go. Not quite enough impetus going forward, not quite enough speed going forward. But I think that there are positives to take from the game. But in the actual, there was actually also a penalty. There was also actually a penalty shout where in one of the corners, Gahey was going in for the ball. I think it was a corner or a cross. I can't remember now. Gahey was going in for the ball and was held back. His arm was held back by, I think it was Van Dijk, and that was not ruled as a penalty, even though Oliver Glasner, very vocal about it in the interviews afterwards, said that he thought it was a penalty, and he felt it should have been 1-1. But anyway, so during the game he was very animated. He was shouting. He was very upset with the way they were playing, I think. So I think that he understands that the team are not playing as well as he should, or as well they should. And he admitted in the interview, he said that it's our responsibility, it's my responsibility to get the team back working well again. So I think he's under no illusions as to how the team are playing. Whether he'll be given the time to do it, I think that depends obviously on Steve Parish. I think that, I know a lot of people have said this could be his last game. I'm not entirely sure. I think I don't think Parish is going to pull the trigger just yet, because I think he understands what Glasner's trying to do, and I think he also understands that the players are trying to do it. So I think he may well give him another couple of games, and I hope he does, because I think once we turn that corner, I think we could be on a good little run. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Do you agree that it was a better performance and perhaps a slightly more resilient performance? And also let me know what you thought about the game itself, and I'll see you next time.